Hello, my name is Tali Orvid. I'm from the training department at Access Israel. In this short training, we'll be trying to give you some tools on how to assist and aid people with disabilities and the elderly in a situation of emergency, war, or crisis like the one going on in Ukraine. What is Access Israel? Access Israel is an NGO established in 1999 promoting accessibility and inclusion for people with all kinds of disabilities all over the world and the elderly. What is the Purple Vest mission? The first idea for the Purple Vest mission came from the purple lights that lit every monument during the National Day of Awareness for People with Disabilities that took place on December 3rd. A lot of monuments around the world were colored in purple light, sending out a message. The message was leaving no one behind, leaving no person with disability behind. But when an emergency occurred, the war in Ukraine occurred, we realized people were left behind because there weren't enough tools, there weren't enough communication between forces trying to help. And we wanted to establish a task force, a project, a mission that really connects everyone and giving the guidelines on how to aid, assist, and save people with disabilities. That is our mission, the Purple Vest mission. The Purple Vest mission is sending out a message, leaving no one behind, and creating a global professional task force and methodology for accessibility management in times of emergency. Training is a part of this mission, and we want to give you tools, ideas, and guidelines on how to assist in a proper, respectful way that gives people with disabilities the chance to really be saved and be properly assisted. What is the challenge? We realize that the population of people with disabilities and the elderly are affected in a greater way than the entire population. We know everyone in Ukraine is dealing with a very and struggling with a very problematic, very stressful, chaotic situation. But for people with disabilities and the elderly, it's far more complicated. Why is that? Because of the increased vulnerability, they're far more vulnerable than the other population, the rest of the people in most of the times. Increased stress, lack of accessible information. If a person needs to know how he can get away, where can he go, where can he get help, and who will assist him, people with disabilities need this information, but with a huge amount of information about the accessibility relevant to their disability. Generic solutions and regulations do not always fit. If there is a bus going for people, is it an accessible bus? If I'm blind, would someone escort me while I'm on this bus? I need more assistance. I need more information. And there is a problem to balance the need to escape and the accessibility needs, which add complications and stress. At home, I have everything I need, all the equipment I need, the medicine, the supply I need. Will I have it along the way? Will I have it where I'm going? And increased loneliness. A lot of people with disabilities and the elderly live alone or live with no family or caregiver, and they don't always know where to go, who to approach, and that is why helping them, being the purple vest person for them, is far more important. And uncertainty and fear of the unknown can be far more challenging. Everyone escaping their home have fear of the unknown, but for people with disabilities, it's fear of the unknown and fear of the accessibility situation, and the fact that sometimes there will be no accessibility and I'll find myself stuck or alone or lost or in a dangerous situation. And the last thing about this challenge, the escape mode. Everyone is escaping, everyone is scared, everyone is stressed, and sometimes because of that I'm being left behind. we need to remember when we assist people with disabilities, the first rule is to know that there is a story behind each person. Each situation is different. Each person needs different solutions. Here you have some examples for different situations. And when we help a person with disability, we have to know that their needs are different and there isn't a ready-made solution for each person.